Hey everybody. So, we've just installed Windows in the previous video. Now we're going to go over what to do after Windows is installed. And we see the screen. I didn't do anything else other than remove the USB flash drive installer from the computer. So first thing we want to do, since we didn't even connect to the internet yet, we're going to go ahead and adjust date and time and select your time zone. There we go. Uh, you can, well, we might as well do that. You can adjust the time manually, but the computer will synchronize with the time server if you chose not to set your time. So it's January 26, 2021, and it's 3:05 p.m. So it has the correct time now, and I'll re-enable this again so it'll keep sync with the time server. Now we're going to go ahead and connect to the internet. And this is this one. We are now connected to the internet, to the network, and we are gonna, the Windows will immediately connect to the Windows Update server and start downloading updates and drivers. So we want this process to finish before we start making any changes on our own. We don't want this process and what we're doing to conflict. So let's just we can actually have a get an idea of where what step it is in by going to the this menu over here and then going to Windows, typing Windows Update and clicking on this check for updates button, and it'll give you a summary of what's happening. So we are going to let this go through and finish everything. And once it's finished, we can doing, um, continue to set up everything else. Uh, it may not finish. Um, every computer is going to be different because every computer will have different drivers, different hardware configurations. So, so this will be different for every computer. I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording and then continue when we need to take the next action. Okay, so it's almost finished now. As we can see, we're at the last stretch of the Radeon drivers. This took several minutes. And everything is pending install. That was the video card driver installing, so the screen turned off and turned back on, or rather, I'm connected to the capture card right now, so I'm here. I'm just checking if there's any activity on the drive, so it's reading and writing to the drive or the network to see if it's downloading anything. Okay, so it looks like everything now is in pending install status, and we have this option to install now. So what we want to do is click that. In your situation, it could be different. It could be that it will prompt you to restart the computer to proceed with the installation, but after it installs these components that it could install without rebooting, it will prompt you to restart or restart automatically um, at night if you leave your computer on, or on the schedule if you decide to schedule your updates. So right now we got this option, restart required. So it looks like it's still installing something, and we should have the restart now option. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this finish, and then we're gonna go ahead and hit that button. I mean, the hitting that button should not interrupt this particular step. But it doesn't hurt to leave it until everything is finished. This step is longer than the installation itself. And this cumulative update for Windows is a pretty big patch. I should have thought about pausing the video, but it's uh, not taking that long. As we can see, this here, this is telling us that we need to restart to finish the update, this little Windows notification. So right now the computer has finished doing everything, and we can go ahead and restart it to continue the update process. Hopefully this will not take long. All right, we're booting up. All right. So we are at our desktop. We can go see if there's anything left for the Windows update to do. And view optional updates. Let's see if there's anything interesting here. I mean, we could install these. These are the wireless network adapter drivers, and we could install this as well. So, but this is on a case-by-case basis. Different computers will have different options. And check again. Just some antivirus updates, definitions. And we're done. So, what do we have? Device manager. Let's see what's missing. So we pretty much have everything, but for newer systems, we would want to get the latest and greatest drivers from the hardware vendors. So for this particular machine, I want to get some drivers and some utilities after I install Windows. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go confirm. I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to search for Samsung drive, or rather it's SSD Magician download. Okay, and Here we have this page. If you have a Samsung SSD like me, what we want is the Samsung Magicians for Consumer. So I'm going to grab that. Next, we're going to go to amd.com. Drivers and support. This is a 570 chipset, so we have socket AM4, X570. We are going to grab the chipset driver. Next, what else do we need here? So normally you would go to your, if you have a pre-built computer, you would go to your manufacturer's website. Like if you have a custom built computer, you would go to your motherboard's manufacturer's website and search for the model of the motherboard to get any drivers that may have been missed by Windows. Uh, Usually, Windows installs everything that you could need nowadays. Before it wasn't like that, but I still recommend getting the chipset drivers, the video card drivers, and any third-party utilities for your storage devices. So our chipset drivers are done. We can go ahead and install that. This will require a reboot. Now I have a very old video card in this machine that I do not plan on using Windows on this machine. So the driver that Windows installed for me will be completely fine for this situation. If you have a modern machine, what you would want to do is go to the uh, vendor of your video card. So we have AMD.com for AMD cards, and we would go to drivers and support and downloads. You can select on graphics cards the series of cards you have and select the appropriate card. Here, for example, this. And then select your operating system, which 99% of the time will be Windows 10 64-bit, and just go ahead and download. If you have an NVIDIA card, you would go to nvidia.com, go to drivers, GeForce drivers, or if you have a Quadro card, you would select the all drivers appropriately, but most will be GeForce, and select your RTX 30 series, for example, RTX 3090, Windows 10, 64-bit, and just grab the latest game ready driver. If you have an Intel card, you would go to intel.com, go to support, download center, graphics, and you would choose your products. So let's say you have an 11th gen processor, and you would select Windows 10 64-bit, and you will grab this driver and install it like so. I don't need this, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. I believe the chipset drivers have been installed. Oh no, we didn't click install yet. So I'm going to go ahead and install my chipset drivers for this platform. And go ahead and restart the computer. And chipset drivers are installed. Now I would like to install my SSD utility. Yours will of course vary depending on the vendor of your SSD. New, something new that I haven't seen yet. And we can close the browser. I'm gonna go ahead and install Samsung Magician. Are you a resident of a European country? No, I'm not. Next, accept, next, accept, next. Create a shortcut on the desktop, please, and install. And we could launch it from here, or we can just double click to launch it. Let's see what we're working with. Uh, so So we have over provisioning, what I've mentioned before during the installation of Windows. Here, I've selected to use about 350 gigabytes of my 500 gigabyte SSD. So that yielded 26% 26% over provision space, which is fine. Performance optimizations, encrypted drives. What I'm looking for is an update. Software updates, firmware updates. So I am currently up to date with firmware for both of my Samsung drives. Let me double check that. That's strange because That's strange because I have not. I've just started using this drive. It's brand new, and no update for it. So I guess it has the latest software. It came with the latest firmware. So that will be it for post Windows post installations. We have our drivers and we have any utilities that we have that have that are needed for our hardware. So sound, Realtek audio, AMD audio is installed. We're good. So I'll stop this video over here, and then in the next video we'll continue with some useful utilities, installations, and such to test the hardware. If your computer is new, just built it or just purchased it, you could test it to ensure that all the hardware is stable. So I'm going to stop recording now, and thank you for watching.